back to the broadcast. There are approximately 17,000 Texas children who are in foster care, more than 3,000 in the DFW area alone. So if you're considering becoming a foster parent but you're not sure where to start, Andi Harrison from Buckner Children and Family Services is here to answer some very common questions. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we say common questions because there are probably some misconceptions about how foster care works. The biggest surprise to me was that CPS only handles about 10% of fostering cases and the rest go to organizations like yours.
Yes, that's correct.
And you are very busy placing children in foster homes. Can you kind of go over the process with us of what it takes if I wanted to become a foster parent, what you need from me?
Well, for starters, you would need to go to an informational meeting just to kind of learn what is the best fit for your family. There's a variety of different ways to foster or to adopt, and so we want to make sure that we're fit with the right place. And then after that, there's probably every agency does it a little different, but there's about 6 weeks of training that you would go through, and then as well as a home study process that we're evaluating your family to see what type of child is best to be fit into your home.
Right. Now, if you foster a child, are you, say, first in line to be able to adopt that child if you decide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If the child's rights or the parent's rights are terminated, you are the first option to be considered for adoption.
So oftentimes then with foster children, the parents have not given up their rights.
Correct. Correct. The primary goal is always reunification with the families. And so that takes anywhere between 12 months to 18 months to make a decision if what the state is going to do regarding their parental rights.
So if you have a child whose parents have not given up the rights, and I foster that child, I am in danger of forming that bond and then not being able to actually adopt. And I'm sure you run into that problem a lot.
Yes, every day, every day. And it's a good thing that you're attaching, because that child is getting to see what it looks like to be attached to a healthy adult. And so we look at y'all, the foster parents, to really try to see if they have the capability of attaching, as well as just a healthy form of grief and loss afterwards, because a child is going to be taken from your home and eventually either returned to their family or to their parents.
Yeah. In those cases, is it healthy for the children? What if the child forms a bond with their new foster family and the foster family really wants to adopt that child and it's just this great bond, but then the parents come, and sometimes if you have a situation like there's a drug issue and parents are in rehab or they're incarcerated and come out, then that child in many instances will go back to the parents. Is it always good for the child?
I think always you have to look at what is their primary bond and their primary desire, and that is to be with family.
Yeah.
And so it is always better to be with family. If it means that their parents, it means their grandparents or their aunt and uncles, that is always the best thing. And they already have a bond with those individuals, and so it's good to just kind of stay there. But a child being bonded in a foster home is a healthy thing, because it means that they know how to bond and they know how to attach to an individual. And so the child will go through grief and loss when they're leaving the home, but we hope that they do it in a healthier manner now that the parents' drug issues are under control.
Now, what about the age ranges for fostering? Can I foster a tiny baby all the way up to what age?
22. Children
Really?
can stay into foster care until they age out of care at 22. And so, yes, we need so many homes that can care for all ages, but primarily all the kids that are lingering in foster care is what we really need, which is older children or sibling groups. Give
me a snapshot of what the foster population is like right now.
I would say that there's a disproportionality number of children of minorities, so a higher population of children of African American descent or Hispanic descent. The bulk of the children that initially are coming into foster care are 0 to 5. However, the ones that are not adopted and that are lingering in foster care, those are typically above the age of 8. And then it's probably the older children that are lingering in care, they're usually males.
Okay. And if someone were to foster, what does that look like from a financial perspective? Are they responsible for everything for the child? I understand that they get some compensation for it, right?
There's a daily reimbursement for foster parents that care for a child per child. And every nonprofit does something different to assist with different expenses that come up with our children. And then regarding adoption, a child may be eligible for adoption subsidy. And so there's a variety of different ways that legal fees may be reimbursed to the family, as well as up to a monthly stipend that they would receive until the child turns 18.
And real quickly, what is the time frame for if I come into your office today and I start filling out paperwork, how soon could I be fostering a child?
I would say anywhere between 3 and 6 months, depending on what's going on with that particular family. We're trying to really evaluate you, and you're evaluating us to see if it's a good fit.
So there's really some due diligence
there.
There.
Yes, there really is.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us a little bit of how the process works. If you have more questions, you can go to buckner.org and get all your information there. You can also go to our website at thebroadcasttv.com and watch this segment again online. We have the one and only Joan Rivers is joining us next. Courtney's going to be chatting with her, and you never know what will happen when these two connect. Stick around.